Hey guys, welcome to round 3 of the official Smogon tournament. This time I am playing TheValkyrion, and a little backstory going into this game. We played this on February 22nd, so by the time you guys get this will probably be uploaded on Saturday. Saturday, March 2nd-ish? So, as I was prepping for this game last week, I really wanted to see what my opponent was going to bring. And I was kind of like, alright, this is the exact team I kind of figured he would bring. Game 1. Easy, like Ash-Greninja. Something like a Sub-Glare Superior. Choice Scarf Landorus, or Rocks Landorus. Shift Gear, Z-Move Magearna, SD Gliscor, and what I assumed to be a Megazard. I assumed it would be Y, maybe X. I was kind of playing around with that in my head. And so, looking at my team, I bring my Mega-Latias team once again. Again, I wanted this team to go for game 1 because I wanted to be able to see what my opponent was going to try and do. I really wanted to see. So, going with my lead here, I am going to lead with Greninja, and my opponent decides that he's going to lead with Charizard. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this had to be one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to try and make. Do I go Rock Slide and risk him being a Zard X and living it, and then dying, and doing like, I want to say around half? Or do I click U-turn, predicting him to switch out? Ladies and gentlemen, and also I'll give you a bit of an update on everything too. I guess I should do that. At this point, I decided to change my spreads. I'm pretty much a full physical defensive Zapdos, and I am also now a naive Greninja. Not the point. And back into this though, I was like, there's no way he's staying in here. You don't take a Rock Slide, and especially since I assumed it would be Zard X, and I kind of figured, you'd set up. Mans makes the riskiest play of his career. Stays in on a Greninja. Now, do not get me wrong. If this is an Ash-Greninja, completely different game. But it's not. And I mean, just judging by it, wouldn't you want more of a Scarf Gren? I mean, you take care of more problematic Pokemon like Scarf Lando and everything like that, but that's not the point. I click U-turn here as he stays in, and I'm like, shit. Time to go to my Toxapex. I know I can take a Solar Beam easy. Not a problem. Here's what I decide that I want to go for a layer of Toxic Spike here because I want to pressure the two mons, mainly his Ash-Greninja and his Superior. Goes for Air Slash. Flinches as I click Recover, so I'm like, alright, I gotta switch to my Zapdos now. Goes for Air Slash. Doesn't really matter. Goes out to his Landorus. I don't know why he didn't stay in, quite frankly. Because I mean, he would have been faster and probably would have been able to get the KO regardless. But he switches out, and I go to my Toxapex here, and I'm like, all right, it's time to go back. It's time to go to my Ferrothorn now. As he clicks Defog, which I kind of figured he would, and I decide that I'm gonna go for my Stealth Rocks now, because I had no reason not to. So I go to my Toxapex here on the Air Slash. Don't know why I didn't Flamethrower, but not the point. Goes for an Air Slash. I'm going to go for a Skull, get a little bit of chip. And I'm like, we're going to recover here and blah, blah, blah. Nope. Getting hurt by the flinch. And at this point, I'm just kind of like, oh, okay. I'm going to sack my Zapdos. I do not need this to win the game. So, I go to my Greninja at this rate. I make the play to go for the Rock Slide. I know I shouldn't have in hindsight, but it is what it is. I go to my Toxapex here as he goes out to his Landorus. I'm anticipating some form of Defog, so I go to my Ferrothorn, some form of Defog or U-turn to get some extra chip off on him. Goes out to his Charizard. Now, I know that he's going to click Roost here. And so I make the double out into my Toxapex as he gets out as he goes out to his Charizard. Now, I believe I go for the Scald or the Toxic Spike. Toxic Spike, that's right. Now I went for the Toxic Spike because, again, like, he's almost forced to go to his Landorus at some point. So here's what I do here. I look at this Magearna and I go, you don't switch into Magearna unless you have a Thunderbolt or an Electrium Z. So I'm going to make the aggressive. And I say aggressive because that's exactly what it was. Go to my Golem, he Z moves, he's Gigavolt Havoc, and my Golem's going to be able to tank that. And this is amazing for me because I trap this thing. And I decide that I'm going to go for the Earthquake here. He doesn't get the kill, but he's also forced to attack me because he can't set up very, very freely. Because for all that he knows, I mean, I could be an Ash-Greninja. Oh, I mean, like, I can't be, but that's not the point. He really can't set up because now he doesn't have a Gigavolt Havoc anymore. And a +1 Thunderbolt's not going to KO my Toxapex. And I can just click Haze and it loses all of his boosts. So he's going to get the KO now with Flare Cannon, and I'm like, great. I can go to my Mega-Latias here, and I'm just like, no. We are setting up right now. I do not care what you decide that you want to try and do. Goes out to Greninja, which is fine. I just T-bolted, because I'm like, no. This Magearna's not staying alive. T-bolt was my best play by far. It meant pretty much everything for me. It meant that, one, if Greninja switched in, it died. If Zard switched in, it died. Pretty much it covered, again, what I felt would be like all my options. Gren's gone, which is great. Goes out to his Lando here. As I believe I go for the Ice Beam or Calm Mind. I go for an Ice Beam, get rid of the Landorus. He gets rid of Rocks, which really doesn't matter. I know that a +1 Thunderbolt is going to be able to KO this Charizard, which is amazing. Now here's where the endgame gets kind of sticky here, and this is where I misplayed 100%. I thought this Serperior was slower than my Mega-Latias, so he's going to go for the Glare. Luckily, I get 2 Ice Beams off for free. And now I put myself in a very, very bad position. So, goes out to his Magearna here, and I get paralyzed. And I'm like, great. That's friggin' wonderful. Get some HP back. Goes for the Ice Beam. Doesn't do anything. Get paralyzed. And I'm like, alright. I'm not gonna fuck around anymore. I'm gonna go to my Ferrothorn here, because he can't touch this thing. And so what I decide to do is I decide to go for the Leech Seed. The knockoff, because I figured he would maybe want to go to his Gliscor. And he's not at this point. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go for my Seeds. Get HP back. Now, here's where I make another play, and that is just to go for the knockoff at this point. Because I'm like, you have to go to your Gliscor at this rate. You can't let your Magearna go down, even if it is your best play. But I get rid of his Toxic Orb, which means everything, because realistically, I can just sack like everything at this rate because I know what wins, and that is my Greninja, plus my Toxapex. So I go for the Power Whip, get some good damage off. I'm going to switch out to my Mega-Latias here on the Earthquake, basically get some extra Leech Seed chip, and pretty much secure the win as he goes for another Earthquake. I get paralyzed there, which kind of sucks, but it really didn't matter in the long run, as here I'm going to go to my Toxapex. I did not want to say GG in the chat until I knew I won. And he's going to T-Bolt again. I'm going to go for the Scald. And even if any crits, but it doesn't matter. Crit burn. If I burnt, it really didn't matter regardless. But we are going to win game 1 there. And I felt very, very good about that. Obviously, the flinches sucked horribly. But, I mean, it was what it was. I wasn't too worried because it meant that obviously Zapdos would have been around a little bit longer. So maybe Magearna would have gotten would have gotten paralyzed potentially. Maybe would have gotten burnt by a Heat Wave. Maybe would have taken a little bit more chip. Nonetheless, let's move into game 2, and I decided that I'm going to use the exact same team that I used in game 2 versus Powerpan 21. So, looking at my opponent's team, I'm like, alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit worried. I know it's Defog Rotom, SD Gliscor, some form of Megazard, maybe like a Rockstar, Scarflando and a Tornadus. I didn't know what type of Tornadus it was going to be. So I kind of just went like by ear. I assumed it would maybe be like another Defog Torn with like Rocky Helmet to better check Kartana, just because this team really does not like Kartana. So here I believe I just lead with my Garchomp here, or leave my Ferrothorn, I guess. Sorry, as he leads with his Rotom, I'm just gonna stay in. Gonna knock off his leftovers, which is great because that means that he has no way of recovery other than potential Paint Split. And I'm gonna go for my Leech Seed here. I want to pretty much pressure whatever wants to try and come in, and that was my goal, and that's what I went with. So I'm gonna go to Heatran here. He turns out to be another Charizard Y as he clicks Focus Blast and misses. I don't know why you click Focus Blast over Fire Blast potentially. I mean, like, yeah, Heatran could come in, but not the point. He missed the blast, which sucks, but I don't think it would have done 40% or 50%, plus the Leech Seed and my leftovers. So I decide here that I'm going to go for Toxic. And basically, Toxic means a lot for me. If he stayed in with his Charizard, it means that Rooster really isn't going to do much for me, or do much to him, because he's going to get Toxic stalled. But he switches into Tyranitar. And at this rate, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to my Garchomp. I don't want to take any damage with my Heatran yet. And I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks here. He goes to his Gliscor, and at this point, I didn't know what to do. I decided to go to my Ferrothorn as he clicks Earthquake, and I'm like, cool, whatever, it's not a big deal. I made a bit of a misplay in my opinion by clicking Leech Seed. I probably should have tried to switch out to my Greninja there, and the reason is because it just kind of screamed Taunt to me at the time, and I don't know why I didn't try and aggressively go out to my Greninja and try and get my Ash form off a little bit sooner. But he's gonna go for the Earthquake here. I decide that I'm gonna go for the Hurricane, and I miss, which sucks because it I think would have done at least 30-40% to it, and that kind of sucked. But I decided to go to my Ferrothorn after the Facade. He crits Facade. Doesn't really matter. As I'm gonna stay in here, thinking that he's going to predict my Torn to come out, and I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed. The reason why I go for the Leech Seed here is because I want this thing to stay at a constant amount of HP at this rate, as I'm going to go to my Tornadus here. Tornadus is my best play. Again, I have no reason to not go into it. And now go to my Ferrothorn as he goes for the Facade, again, taking continual damage. And this is the type of cycle I wanted to leave my opponent with. I didn't try and even get a Spikes this game because Tyranitar is the only Mon that's going to get hit by them, so I didn't want to waste my time with it. And so he goes for the Earthquake finally, and his Gliscor is going to be forced out as I go to my Greninja. Now, I make a misplay here. I do not know why I didn't just go for the Dark Pulse, because Rotom's coming out for sure, and Dark Pulse would have done 40% minimum. Or at least 50 even. So that meant that, one, he would have had to go to his Tyranitar after that. Here I go to my Heatran as he defogs. Not a big deal. I believe I go out to my Garchomp at this rate. Clicks Volt Switches, whatever. I'm going to go for my Stealth Rocks on his Will-O-Wisp here. It's fine. I make another misplay. I didn't go to my Greninja here. It's super obvious he's going to defog. But I go for the Toxic, which makes a bit of a difference. I realistically should have gone to my Greninja, because, again, this is where things start to go downhill a little bit. Go for my Stealth Rocks. He goes to the Hydro Pump. It's going to do a lot of damage. At this rate, I know he needs to click Defog. I should have gone to my Greninja and make the aggressive play, and just, at this point, click Surf. Because Surf kills everything at this rate. It'll KO Torn, it'll KO Gliscor, it'll KO Lando, it'll KO Tyranitar in 2, and it'll KO the Charizard in 2. I should have made that aggressive play. I didn't, and I don't know why. The other thing I probably could have done was just stayed in with my Greninja there, or stayed in with my Garchomp, but it really wouldn't have mattered because he would have gotten the defog off regardless. Goes out to his Gliscor. At this rate, I decide that I'm going to go to my Garchomp. I think I could have saved it. I assumed that I was faster than this, potentially. But I didn't want to make the risk and then lose it in the long run. Go to my Greninja here. Goes out to his Charizard. Not a big deal because I can click Surf, and as you can see, it's going to 2-hit KO regardless. Goes up to his Tyranitar, gonna get 2-hit KO'd regardless. You're gonna see the problem with my ideas here in a little bit. I am gonna get my Ash form though, which is great. And at that rate, I'm like, okay, this is fine. I can click Water Shuriken, I can click Ice Beam. And here I'm like, why do you go to your Torn? So I decide, okay, like, maybe he's just gonna U-turn. Nope! Life Orb Superpower. Eat my ass is what he said. And I'm like, alright. And here what I probably could have done was gone to my Torn. Honestly, probably would have been my better play because it comes down to a speed tie at that rate. And it also means that I can get some guaranteed damage off on something. But I go to my Greninja. I just decide that I'm going to go for the Surf. And again, not keeping my Garchomp around, not getting my Greninja in earlier, put me in a very, very bad position. Unfortunately here, he lands the Stone Edge. Kind of sucked. Probably could have gone and should have gone to my Mawile. Goes and switches out to his Gliscor. I Mega Evolve, go from the Play Rough because I know he's going to switch. I just don't know into what. I try Sucker Punching here as he taunts. I should have clicked Play Rough here, I think, because if he's afraid of the SD plus Sucker Punch, which he kind of should be, it would have been better for me to just go for the Play Rough and get the KO. Here I probably could have gone for Play Rough as well and just won the game there immediately. But Gliscor goes down, and I'm sitting at a point where I'm like, damn, dude, what do I do? Now, here what he does, and I don't agree with it, is he clicks knockoff. So I'm like, okay, he's locked into knockoff. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna click Ice Beam here. And at this rate, it comes down to, because I know Life Orb Superpower is gonna KO. And if I had gotten up rocks, because he's non-bulky, Ice Beam would have KO'd. Ice Beam would have KO'd, I think. Regardless, I think Water Shuriken would have done a lot. And that also means that he would have been at a lot less HP as well, which made a difference here. And I basically, again, said, I played a game of, does it flinch? And ladies and gentlemen, it flinched. And we're going to win this. We're going to win this game. I felt really, really bad about that flinch because it was the only way I was going to win. And yeah, I think I could have played that a lot better. This game a lot better. I think it just came down to not making the aggressive plays that I needed to get my Ash form a lot faster. Because if I get my Ash form a lot faster, it means that nothing switches into Surf, nothing switches into Ice Beam. I have my Garchomp healthy that can set up rocks at really any point. And getting rocks up mean a lot for me in this game. Because obviously Greninja's going to outspeed the Tornadus. And it's still going to be able to get a super effective Ice Beam off. Right? And it's still going to do that damage. And get KOs. But nonetheless, we do win the game. I felt really good about Game 1. Game 2, I legitimately think I could have brought the exact same team and won with the exact same team. Nothing beats nothing beats my Scarf Greninja. Nothing beats, and I'll pull it up. What beats my Ferrothorn aside from his Charizard? Well, once his Charizard goes down, that's the wrong one. What beats Zapdos? Nothing really. Aside from like Gliscor and Lando. What's beating what happens if I get up burn the Tyranitar? It's useless. I mean, like, I felt bad in the sense. What the hell just happened there? I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I felt bad about the hacks, but unfortunately, like, it is part of the game, and I didn't really feel bad, or too bad, because, I mean, you know. Because, I mean, like, he flinched me twice with Air Slash, so, I mean, like, I felt bad, but not bad enough. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We move on to round 4, which I haven't played yet. I haven't played it. I'm playing this Sunday at 4 p.m. My time, so that'll be good. We are playing M-Dragon. I am actually very, very worried about this game. because I know he's a tournament player. He's won tour trophies before, one SPL and another one I can't, and I think it was a Smogon Tour, Smog Tour trophy, whichever the pink one is, I can't remember. Nonetheless, that is who our opponent is going into round 4. So, that being said, guys, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Let me know how you guys thought I played in this video. And subscribe for more Pokemon content in the future. If you guys didn't catch round 2 versus Parpan 21, the link will be down below in the description. As well, in that video, as I said then, and I'll say now, I am also recording this on February 28th, the day after Generation 8 was put out by Nintendo. So videos for that will be coming in the future. So if you guys want to catch all that, that'll be great. But otherwise, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I'm going to make some dinner. I'll catch y'all later. Peace out.